Man is the only begotten child of the universe. Man exists so that the universe may have a reason for being. Carl Sagan claims that humans are made of stardust. Yes. Man has a cosmic identity and a universal soul. Man and the planet Earth are composed of the same material that the entire universe is composed of. At the state-of-the-art Athens Planetarium, the astrophysicist and director, Dionysis Simopoulos, is a good friend of mine. This restless scientist has devoted his entire life to the study of the Earth, the stars, the galaxy, trips to other planets, space, time, and the future of the universe. I visited him in the summer of 2004 at his office. I wanted him to inform me as to what contemporary science says about cosmic journeys and time travel. How do you believe that cosmic journeys will take place in the near and distant future?
We
can say the following, that cosmic journeys, as they are presented by science fiction writers, can take place in different ways. In any case, science fiction, especially in the last 30 or 40 years, has familiarized the broader public with time travel, space travel through wormholes, through cosmic tunnels. In reality, however, these are nothing but science fiction. My view is that time travel to the past cannot take place. Time travel towards the future may perhaps happen, so long as we are able to have a traveler who flies with a spacecraft that moves with a velocity tending to reach that of light. Then, according to the theory of relativity, such a person, such a traveler, could take a journey, which for him, for his clock in other words, for his metabolism, would last perhaps several months, and then return to Earth. But on Earth, a time interval would have passed that would be a multiple of the time on his clock. In that sense, naturally, that traveller will have been placed in the future, but a future from which there is no return. You cannot, in other words, return to the time from which you departed. So in that sense, such a journey may perhaps be possible in 1,000 or 2,000 years from now.
I see that human history in relation to Earth will present large vacuums in the future when the Earth's population reaches high levels, because it is forecasted that after 40 to 50 years, it will have more than doubled, with the result that we soon will be reaching a population of 12 to 15, and shortly thereafter of 30 billion people. The Earth certainly will not be able to sustain this population. Science is identified with the history of man's quest for a solution to this through man's colonization in another planetary system that will be hospitable to him, and so human population can increase there, for the Earth at some point will not accommodate man. Is there an answer to this question?
If, as you said, we look at the history of humanity, we will see that such problems of overpopulation existed also in ancient Athens, in ancient Corinth, even in ancient Sparta, and the various societies of that period tried to solve this sort of problem. I'm certain that if civilization, human civilization, will continue without catastrophic consequences, with the irrational use of science and technology in the future, a migratory wave from Earth to the other planets and satellites of our solar system will happen at some point. How far we can go in 100 or 1,000 years from now, I don't know, but I am certain that such a migratory movement will occur someday. But I'm even more optimistic about this planet of ours. You said that the population will increase, will double. How will we be able to feed so many people? You know, in the 19th century, there were also such fears and hesitations as to what extent our planet could nourish a great number of people. There were, in other words, large theoretical estimates to the effect that we had reached the limits of development. And yet, science and technology permitted the development of cereal production, rice and so on, with the result that nutrition today is much superior to that of 100 years ago. Industry, for example, which is still in an infant stage, I believe will provide this sort of answer, even though many fear that biotechnology is dangerous for human population. I am optimistic. On this basis, I believe that overpopulation can be addressed. I believe likewise that the ability to feed this greater population can be developed, provided we respect the planet. For if there is no respect for the planet, for the spaceship that has been sustaining us all these years, and for our fellow man with whom we cohabit and journey through space together, then we will not be able to accomplish anything.
For a person to discover God, he must first discover what light is. The sun is the sole representative of light in our entire solar system. With the penetrative forces of its rays, it not only illuminates the visible world, but it enters into the inner essence of things, the soul of the world. As overseer of all things, it becomes a witness of human deeds and efforts. Ancient initiates invoked the solar deity in their religious oaths. Galileo informs us that if we study the movement of the sun and acknowledge that it constitutes a source of light that illuminates the earth, the moon, and all the dark stars and planets of borrowed light, then we can, with philosophical disposition, consider the sun as premier of nature, as soul of the world. In the ancient Greek world, Delphi was designated as the global center of the sun's light. Apollo represented the divinity of light. The great mystics of the era built him a resplendent temple and celebrated the festival of Epiphany as a supreme mystery.
The tripod on which Pythia prophesied constitutes the triptych of the human ideal, which expresses self-control, moderation, and valor. The face of the charioteer at Delphi expresses the mystical form of the person who experienced the light of the mysteries and earned the purification of the soul.
The umbilicus represents the center of the earth, which is marked by the two eagles of Zeus, thus uniting the points of the horizon.